I don't know how many people will get on at 9:30 at night, but I'm trying to knock these two videos out like I intended to today. I just did a video on the rise of Finesse Two Times and the situation with 50 Cent and his mama. And both of these videos will be connected. But before the day is out, I wanted to get back on here and make sure I talk about the Young Thug, Gunna, and Lil Baby dropping of their albums in 2025. As we all have heard on recent YouTube videos by several YouTube creators, that Gunna has hit that ground running, and in just 2 days after dropping a single, a few singles as a matter of fact, are in the top 10 on Apple Music in streams. Just say that. Apparently, they say that Gunna has dropped a disc on there saying if you want a feature, just say that. Saying that this disc is aimed at Young Thug and Lil Baby for calling him a rat. First and foremost, let me slow myself down. I want to tell you to like this video, subscribe to this video, subscribe to the channel, and like this video and hit the notification bell so that you'll get videos when I upload live videos. Most of the time I'll go live because it's easier not to do a lot of work on a regular video, but sometimes I will do regular videos and just upload pictures and talk behind those videos. But this is 2025 and graceful exposure is on the rise. If you want to get the information that is gracefully exposed and the truth that comes out as best as I know how, then just subscribe and hit that little bell and you will know when I'm dropping a video. Like right now, I am on live just to finish and fulfill the obligation that I promised myself today to do, and that is to discuss a couple of videos, and this is the second one, and it is about Gunna and his new album. Now, I'm gonna have the use of my television set in the meantime. Let me give you guys a chance to get on while I start discussing what's going on in the music scene. I am a music manager and we do promotions, and we have a business called WATW Networking that does management, promotions, you name it, we do it. LLCs, S Corps, we will, no matter where you are in the U.S., we will file you your business. If you're in business, if you're an artist and you need management or you need promotion, then you need to go to WATW_networking on Instagram, or just go to our website. It's kind of under construction, but it will be up and running again in September. We're doing some fine tuning of it, but go to WATW Networking Group. Or right now you can go to Instagram, WATW_networking. You'll see Original Gina, and you will get the best in promotions. If you're an artist, your business, we will do promotions. Look on that page, you'll see artist spotlights, different things. We've been busy behind the scenes getting ready for a show coming up, a feature that we're saving for and promoting for, called Inside Success. Looks like I'm gonna have to leave you for a minute, see if we can get some people online, and I don't want to lose you, so I'm going to connect my charger. Give me 2 minutes and 2 seconds. I'll be right back. Gosh, you guys, I had to switch gears, and I had to get off of my laptop. It was streaming and streaming and saying going live, going live, going live, and it would not allow me to get on here. But well, let's talk about it. Let's talk about the industry right now. I just did a video, and on that video I talked about Finesse Two Times and how Finesse Two Times is hitting the ground running. Make sure you watch that video. After you watch this video, make sure you check that video out. Now, Gunna has released a new album. His album has hit the ground running, like I said, and is at least 3 songs are in the top 10. Apple Music has said it is the hottest streaming album, and YouTube has over 1 million views on it. Now, a lot of people have questionable insights on it and have been really dogging out Lil Baby and Young Thug, saying that they're still trying to dismiss him and diss him and talk about him being a rat. They've got albums dropping in the next couple of weeks, and let's see what this is all about. You know, Young Thug and Lil Baby are mainstream artists that have been around for quite some time. Hi, everybody. Let me slow down. First warning. Let's see the video. Oh, it's moving fast. My video's better than soulless something something something, better than whatever this is. First warning, troll, my video's better than what is this incorrect and soulless. Ain't no sense in me trying to read that right there. It's about a whole bunch of back to back to back to back to back to back. You guys that are on live can see this person. You know, you comment to him. I don't have time because I got to stay focused on what I'm doing. But Gunna, he doesn't have a lot of features on this album from mainstream rappers, to so to speak. He's got a feature by Wizkid. He's got a feature by Burna Boy. So you can see that he's reaching out to people and got features by other individuals. That means that you cannot define your success by who features on your album. Doesn't matter who's featured on your album. When you're hot, you're hot. Right now, Gunna is hot, and he is doing well. I like Gunna. I liked one of the songs on his album that he did before this. I don't know how it streamed or if it's the same album and it was just one of the songs I heard, but one of the songs I felt like he was reaching out, feeling the loss of the relationship that him and Young Thug had. As you know, let me back up. The Young Thug trial, as I covered on my YouTube channel, the Young Thug trial took its toll on a lot of YSL industry artists and individuals that were not industry artists that just claimed YSL as a gang. During the RICO trial, it took a toll on these individuals, Young Thug and Gunna's friendship, because apparently Young Thug and other people felt like Gunna was a rat, a snitch, doing a plea deal. Now, a lot of people don't know what an alpha plea is, so let me back up. An alpha plea is a plea that you accept terms of a plea deal, but you still maintain your innocence. So you take that deal, but you're not saying I'm guilty of these things. And a lot of people don't understand. Now, I'm going to define what snitching is as far as the alpha plea that Gunna took. And this is a position that I take and I am taking. And I never took a position before. I just listened to all the rhetoric that people had to say. But the position that I take is in an alpha plea, you take that deal as an individual. You don't take it as a group. You take it as an individual. And as an individual, you're saying statements that they present to you in court that are not supposed to really be leaked to the public. But of course, all of these things now are public information. You take those statements, you repeat those statements, but you do not plead guilty. You accept the plea deal and the terms of the plea deal. Now, does that mean that he's a rat? Does that mean that he snitched on everybody? No, it doesn't technically mean that. And I'll double down on saying that because a lot of people are misinformed. Even Young Thug and Lil Baby, if they felt like that, and other people that said that they were rats, they were misinformed. When you're discussing things with the police and how you discuss them and how you make deals in the courtroom, if you do not are not telling individual details of what individuals done and you're taking a plea deal on your own in an alpha plea, then you're taking that responsibility for yourself and saying, this is what I'm responsible for. I'm innocent, but I'm going to make these statements that they're putting out before me that does not pertain to anyone else. One of the things that he stated was that it was not his gun in the car. And that is one of the things, and the drugs. That is okay to state. But Young Thug could state the same thing. So both of them stating that this is not my gun and this is not my drugs is not saying that the other person is responsible for having those things in the car and that they belong to the other person. I've been in that situation, not me myself, but I've given advice to someone very close to me that had been in a situation where marijuana was found in the car. And these two individuals riding together, I told both of them, do not talk, do not claim those things as their own, all the way through trial. And they got those charges dismissed. Neither one of them had to face up to saying the ownership belongs to me. It's not about it's about what you say and what you don't say when it comes to dealing with legal situations. So if you're ever in a situation and it's more than one person in the vehicle, you don't have to claim that and say it's not mine, and then someone else says, oh, well, you're a snitch because you said it wasn't yours. You're supposed to say it's not yours. And there was a little debate going online with these two individuals, and it worked out for both of them. They got their charges dismissed. None of the charges stayed on their account, and it was their first offense. By this being an offense that Gunna had never dealt with, situation that he wasn't used to, Young Thug had an artist that really didn't have information on the legal system, or really wasn't the street dude that he or Lil Baby was. And being it that fact, when you have a lawyer, lawyers don't understand the street. So the lawyer should have taken care of that. I blame that on the lawyer himself. The lawyer should have taken care of that and made sure that the wording that he agreed to was something that was comfortable enough to keep that relationship intact, even though the deal that he took was not something that should have been such a big deal in labeling him as a rat. That is not, in my definition, called snitching. That's taking a plea deal upon yourself. He did not go to trial and testify. He said he wasn't going to trial and testify, but his lawyer, I believe his name, sat out. His lawyer indicated to him that this is a deal, you should take it. It was a smart move to take a plea deal, but he should have talked about it more. And if he could have stood in there a little more and had someone else beside his lawyer give him the information that I'm saying now, he could have avoided saying that YSL was a gang, which DK did, Lil Woody did. Those individuals indicated that YSL was a business that the individuals created and made it into something that it was not. And that was the difference between his conversation and their conversation. All of them took deals, all of them. And one thing about the others' deals is they made sure when they were in court, they were wording that I took it upon myself to do acts that were related to gang activity. This is the same thing that Gunna did, but Gunna said YSL is a gang. Everyone knows that Jeffrey established YSL with a legal business license, and that it is a business. It is a music business. It is a business that promotes music and artists and all of his ventures, and it's called YSL. It developed into more than that in Atlanta because they were making it more than that, quote unquote. That's what I'm saying. So let's get that out of the way first of all and foremost. So Gunna got released on an alpha plea. Again, an alpha plea is where you maintain your innocence, but you take a plea deal. And he is done with his plea deal. He has no probation. He has no strings attached. It was a smart move. I think he did it a little quickly, and probably because he wasn't used to being in jail like a lot of us aren't, and nobody's made for jail. But I don't believe he was snitching. I don't believe he snitched on the gang. Whether you guys admit it or not, feel it or not, that's up to you. But right now, Gunna, and I see a lot of comments in here. Um, let's see, I'm doing fine, thank you. Hey, Kumari. Let's see who else is on here. Oh, thank you. Somebody said nice. Somebody said let me talk. Somebody said you look good. Thank you. Anyway, let's get back to this Gunna, and dropping that song. Just say that. So right now it's in the headlines. You got Joe Budden chiming in. You have several artists in the industry chiming in, saying that Young Thug and Lil Baby ought to be ashamed of themselves. Stop calling Gunna, a rat, and look at their numbers. Their what is their albums gonna do? This is all rhetoric that goes on in the industry. This is a natural thing, you know. Young Thug had his time in the limelight and still is going to have his time, because Young Thug is a major artist. He's a major rapper. He's not going to fall off. He's going to do well in music. So his hits or the songs that he's gotten out have not charted like he probably thought or hoped, But you got to remember that Young Thug was incarcerated, facing a RICO, and was incarcerated for quite some time. And dealing with the effects of your friend and your artist seemingly switching up on you. I'm sure while incarcerated, they knew what they were going to do, stood on what they were going to do, and to have them switch up and take a deal so fast when your life is hanging on the line and you're facing over 60 years in jail, that is understandable to me to feel a little salty when you get out. You all have dealt with the same thing. You all have been in situations where people have said some things about you that were incorrect or wrong, or they pretended like they had a friendship, or you felt like you had that bond, and then they turned on you. This is a different situation, but this is not how Jeffrey took it. His life was on the line. So we deal with situations in everyday life. Our life is not on the line, but when somebody turns on us, we feel the effects of it. And every now and then it comes back up in our imaginations. It comes back up in our conversations, and we talk about them. And we don't deal with them, and we cut them off. You know how you are with people, and you have to be like that sometimes. But I believe that this thing is going to be worked out with Young Thug, Lil Baby. I'm not going to chime in like everybody else and talk about how Gunna's album is beating them out and Lil Baby and Young Thug are finished. I'm not going to do that. That is not something that this channel does. This is graceful exposure, and we're just exposing the truth. The truth is, right now, Gunna is really hot, and he's likable. Not only is he likable, but he's likable by the industry, because the industry anyway wants to push a narrative. Whether you guys think he's a rat or whether he's not, I've already told you what I think. I don't think he snitched. I think he took a plea deal on his own. He didn't take a plea deal for the entire group. He took it on his own, and he remained silent, and he did not fold in that manner. He might have folded in the longevity that he spent in there, but he had the greatest case and the greatest position because he didn't have any prior convictions, and he could have stood a little longer. But you have to be in a person's shoes to walk in that. And I don't know if I could have, but I would have been smart enough to take an Alfred plea too. And whatever I say on paper would be determined, destined. It would be on me. It's not on the group. But it is a big thing. I don't want to say it's not. It is a big thing that he took that position, and he stated that Young YSL is a gang. He did state that. This is Jeffrey's business. This is his love. This is his livelihood. You got to understand that. You got to understand that he brought Gunna into the fold. But you have to understand also, Jeffrey, that the person you brought into the fold was not somebody that was a gangster in the street. He wasn't an ultimate gangster. So you can't expect something from somebody that they are not. I was always told a long time ago, don't expect people to be something that they're not. Don't expect people to be where you are. People can't be where you are. They got to be where they are. And then, you know, you have to watch people, you have to be around people and let them strive and grow in their own way. You guys got hemmed up, got put in that position. Don't blame on Gunna, and Gunna don't blame on Lil Baby and Young Thug for feeling salty. Blame Fannie Willis. Put the blame where it belongs. Give me a like for that one. Blame Fannie Willis, because Fannie Willis is the puppet being used by Fulton County, Georgia, to try to get all of our young rappers and people to make a name for herself, to make notoriety in the government for herself. But did it turn out to be good for her? No, she really lost in the Young Thug trial. You can go watch my videos. I'm not going to go back into that. But in the videos that I talk about Fannie Willis, her relationship with Nathan Wade, how she tried to put a RICO on these guys and slam them. Fannie Willis is known for high conviction rate. Why? Because she plays the numbers dirty. I said that, and I go over that in my videos. You can go to my channel, like my channel, subscribe, and make sure you hit the notification bell, because I'm not always on here. But I'm going to give you what is in the industry right now. Gunna has over 1.7 million probably. I don't know. I could look at the numbers right up here. 1.7 million views on the YouTube channel right now. Let's pull Gunna up. Right now, his song, Just Say That, is Gunna video. Okay, hold on. Has 1.2 million views in 2 days. Won't Stop, that was dropped a month ago, has 5.1 million views. Gunna is doing it. Right now, Gunna is doing it. He's on top with Afro music. I think I got a video about him with his music video, Bittersweet. That's when I started watching Gunna about a year ago. And that has 9.5 million views right now. He's in the top 10. He's got about 3 songs that are in the top 10 right now. Yes. What y'all saying, y'all? Yes, we are international. Matter of fact, we have about 4 Afro beats, Afro reggae dancehall artists that we are managing and promoting right now. And if you want your music promoted, then you just go to my Instagram page and we will work it out from there. Make sure you DM me. Make sure you follow me on Instagram, WATW_networking. If you can't find that, you'll find me under Original Gina 007, Original_Gina 007. But the business page is WATW Networking. Our focus is to make sure that artists get the recognition that they get. You don't have to be a mainstream artist to make money. They have platforms where you can stream your own music that we will put you on. We will set you up on Apple, Spotify, all of it. We will do that for you. And we will do your promotion. We'll do your videos. We'll do your promotion. Whatever you need done. We have people right now in Lagos, Nigeria, Abuja, Nigeria, and Port Harcourt. If you're in any of those cities in Nigeria, we have several engineers. You don't have to be in Nigeria, the US, to get your music engineered, mixed, and mastered, and published. All that. You don't have to do anything but get in the booth, get in the studio. We've got a studio in Nigeria. We got one in Nashville, Tennessee area. So right now, we are working on the success of not just artists, but people that are entrepreneur-minded. But let's get back on the subject. You guys got my Instagram information. You can DM me on that. But Gunna is doing it right now. Is there a beef right now between Young Thug, Lil Baby, and Gunna? They're still talking about it. I don't believe that they have definitely 100% resolved it. But I think it's the people that are looking on that are just trying to get clout and get streams on their platforms that are talking about it because it's going to gain them views. Why am I discussing it? I'm discussing it because I believe that people should know what an alpha plea is, and that Gunna is not necessarily a rat or a snitch. He didn't snitch. He didn't tell on anybody. He didn't say they did this when, this, there, they did this. He spoke in his own plea deal and just said, yes, ma'am. YSL is the game. Yes, ma'am. That's what he agreed to say in his plea deal. If you're smart, you agree to say what you need to say while you're in that fire, and you're not telling on people. You're just making sure that your deal goes through, and that's a part of the program. That's a part of plea deals. Any plea deal that you make, whether it's a plea deal to take time, take probation, or an alpha plea deal, has stipulations that you have to admit to in court. A lot of y'all don't know that. So you can stop calling people rats and snitches until you really, really know about the legal system. Yes, I do. I am very legally versed. I could be a lawyer. I could have been a lawyer, but that's not my forte. I love music. I love people. I love making sure that people are promoted and supported and maintained in our culture. So watch the video on Finesse 2 Times. Give a shout out to Gunna. Go and see his video on YouTube, his music, his album. Stream it, buy it, and make sure you still continue to support Young Thug, Lil Baby, because they're not into the rhetoric. They may be dropping things and saying things that you don't know what they mean. It's a part of what they do on social media to get the attention that they need to get. Sorry that I haven't answered a lot of you all questions, but I will get back on this video and I will go through all the answers, the things that you've said today, and go through and answer them personally when I get off this live. Just wanted to chime in real quick. It's almost 10 o'clock at night. This is Graceful Exposure saying subscribe, like, and hit that notification bell for all the content that you need as far as what's going on in America, what's going on in the music industry, what's going on, period, that needs to be gracefully and truthfully, allegedly, and the best of my ability, exposed. Signing out. You guys take care. Appreciate you.